Hi you guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Torrence, and before we get started, I would love if you hit that subscribe button. If you already have, I would like to say thank you. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads, because I usually post 3 times a week and I love for you to join the gang. But today, I just wanted to sit back and play in my makeup. Although usually when I come on camera, I'm wearing a full face, most times when I'm playing in makeup, that's usually not the case. Many times I'll just pick up a lipstick or a lip gloss and try that out just to see what it's like. If I'm in the house, there's usually not a reason to put on a full face. And today, there are just a few things that I have out in front of me. They are, I wouldn't say necessarily new releases, but some of them may be the newest release from that particular brand. And I just want to play in some makeup. I know I have something planned for today, so I don't have time to do a full face. And truth be told, this probably got just a tiny bit to do with procrastination, because right now I am supposed to be doing my hair. I've already washed it, I've already blown dried and stretched it out. The thing is, flat ironing it is the hardest and longest part of it. The idea of holding my elbows above my shoulders just to get everything done is like, honey, I'm already tired, so you know what? We deserve a break, and to cheer myself up, we're gonna play in some makeup. So I just wanted to bring y'all along with me. And I have a couple of things here, and usually when I'm doing this, I call it shopping in MySephora. You notice that the shelves behind me is black and red, simply because those are the colors. The other ones over here are just all black. But most of the things in here are either black, white, or red, and it just reminds me of being in Sephora. And considering the fact a lot of these items are things I've never tried, it makes me feel like, you know what, we just went shopping, even though I know I'm broke. But to have brand new items, you can't tell me I ain't just went to blow a bag. So what I wanted to do first, the reason I decided to start recording, is I knew I had to repress my Super Shock shadows. I have, let me see, 14 of them here, it looks like. One of them being the Raw Beauty Christy one. I believe this one is okay because it hasn't been dropped. But I received a kit for Christmas and it had 9 of them in there. And although it came broken, I know from personal experience, you can just take and smash the Super Shock back into the pan. And although I have the cap on there, so I don't believe it'll dry out any faster, I just don't want the shadow to ever fall out if I forget that it's not pressed completely in the pan and open it up and then it hit the ground and then I'm upset that I lost the product. So I'm just gonna individually open all of them up and I can show you what these look like. This one here, let's see if the camera will get close enough. This one here is called Wattles, and this, I believe, is the only satin that I have. And I'm just looking at it, and it honestly looks like Wattles is okay. So I can show you this one with the cap off. I didn't want to risk dropping it. This is what Wattles looks like. And I'm not really sure if I'm going to use any of them today. I just know for sure I don't want to risk them falling. Oh yeah, see, like this one here, this one is called Tassel. Tassel definitely needs to be repressed because I can see it cracked along the edge. Gonna see if I can just tilt it a little bit. Actually, I don't even want to risk that. So what we're gonna do, just to help prevent me from having to wash my hands 15 million times today, gonna put on a glove and use a nitrile glove to repress the shadow back into place. So it's going to lose that beautiful design on top, that little seashell-like form that you see on top of the other ones. But I like knowing that if I repress it back in, it's not gonna fall out. And now that I have it repressed, I can show you what Tassel looks like. Number 3 is one I've had for quite a while, so I already know that this one did not shatter or was not broken because it's been on the shelf. This is their cult classic Ritz. If you could only get one shade out of all of their Super Shocks, this is the one I would recommend. Number 4 definitely had to be repressed. This is a shade called Amaze, and it's a beautiful neutral shade. Number 5 is another beautiful neutral shade. This one is called Lightning Bug, and I had to repress this one as well. Number 6 is really pretty, and this one is DGAF. We all know what that stands for, but I ain't gonna tell you. And shade number 7 is one of the most vibrant ones that I have. This one is called Let Me Pass. Yeah, honey, that was taking way too long. So I decided to go ahead, just repress the rest off camera, and I'll show you the other 7 now. This next one is called Birthday Wish, and this one had to be repressed. But the flip on that one is beautiful. Number 9 is called Set to Stun, and this one definitely had to repress. I'm honestly sort of scared because I'm looking at it, and this one has such a crumbly formula that even though I repressed it, it would not shock me if it fell out again, but I would be hurt if it did. I want to make sure I give you a close-up view of Set to Stun. And look at how pretty she is. But that is a very crumbly shadow. Number 10 is called Birthday Treat, and I'm going to consider that one because this one did not break, so I did not have to repress it. Look how pretty she is. She's like a nice peachy pink color. Never tried this one, but we're going to have to make sure we get it to her because she's very beautiful. Number 11 is called Roy G. Biv, and I had to get it just for the name. I had no idea what the color was going to be like, but with the name like this, I had to grab it. And I didn't have to repress this one, but I did swatch it again just to see how beautiful the color was. This is Roy G. Biv up close. Number 12 is a very deep berry wine shade, and this one is called Drift. Drift definitely had to be repressed, but it is a very beautiful shade, and more than likely, I would probably use this on a very dark smoky eye look. Number 13 is probably one of the first ones I get. I probably grabbed this shade right around the same time that I grabbed the shade Ritz. This one is called Ripple, and I got it simply because it was a purple shade that had a nice shift to it. Look at that there, honey. She is beautiful. She is soft to me because I like jewel tone colors, but I think this color is absolutely beautiful. And number 14 is definitely my favorite simply because it was the very first green one that I could purchase. Every time I went on the website, all green shades were sold out, but this one here is called Like a Moss, and this is with the Raw Beauty Christie collab. And I may one day go ahead and get another one that may be my favorite because they do have some beautiful green shades. But for now, this one holds the crown, and I absolutely love it. And the fact that it came in green packaging, not the normal white one, made it even better than what I thought it would be. Now that I've gone ahead and repressed all 14 of these, it got me wanting to play in a little bit of makeup. I know I'm not going to do a full face, but because many of these shadows I've never used and I have no idea what the color looks like, I'm going to go ahead, swatch all of these, and then I'll give you all close-up swatches. Then I can decide which shade I want to play in today. And this is what all 14 shades look like up close. They are absolutely beautiful, and I didn't realize the color variety in these. Left to right, we have them starting off with the satin shade Wattles. The second shade is Tassel. Third is Ritz. Fourth is Amaze. Fifth is Lightning Bug. Sixth is DGAF. Seventh is Let Me Pass. Eighth is Birthday Wish. Ninth is Set to Stun. 10th is Birthday Treat. 11th is Roy G. Biv. 12th is Drift. 13th is Ripple, and 14th is Like a Moss. And this is just what they look like even closer. Just to give you a quick slide-by view of them. Alright you guys, now after looking at those swatches up close, I finally realized the shade that I was most interested in was shade number 5, Lightning Bug. So I'm going to probably put the rest of these away, and today we're going to play with this one because she's just beautiful and I'm bored. But before we get into eyeshadow, I want to get into eyebrows because I also have this new ABH Brow Freeze. It's a brow styling wax, and to me it sort of reminds me of the Patrick Ta brow wax that went viral. Everybody seems to be doing a different version of it now, but because I love ABH brow products, it's one of the things that got me started on the brand. I wanted to just go ahead and see what this is like. And because I know I'm not ready to do a full face, we're just going to play on this one eye and we're going to call it that. So I'm going to just go ahead, swirl. Ooh, that is a lot softer than what I thought it was going to be. The Patrick Ta one is really, really like thick and rather hard. This one is much softer. Okay. So it appears they are going for two different textures. And what I want to do first is just see, we're going to start in the front where my brows are the thickest. And we're going to just see if this sweet, oh baby, you see how that instantly did that. Put a little bit more of that near the front where my brows really are the thickest. And I'm surprised at the amount of lift you get with very little product. Trying to comb them toward the front because they generally grow toward the back, so I figured they'll look a little bushier and a little more out of place being combed in the opposite direction. Look at that. This brow here compared to that brow. And I'm trying to make sure they go straight up, honey. And I can do stuff like this knowing I'm not going anywhere. Because if I look a complete mess in the end, nobody's going to get to see it. Well, you all are going to see it here, but I mean, this is going to be for content. It ain't going to be me just walking up the street. And it looks like my brows start off going up. We're going to see if we can go in with a little bit more product and see if that's just all the hold we're going to get from this. Or if going in with more gives us more hold. I want these things to be sticking straight up. It doesn't appear to be flaking. That's always a good thing. And I know a lot of times after you get them straight up, people tell you to take the back of the tool and rub them straight down to laminate them. Baby, you can see this is going straight up, baby. Look at that. I'm getting feathered brows. Who says? See, the ones back here near the tail, they fighting real hard. They're like, so she's gonna have to go in extra strong. This is definitely not a look for me. I would have to go in and do some other stuff to my brows. This by itself, I mean, it's a look, it just ain't my look. I've never seen my brows in such a state. Ooh wee, She cute and all. But I think this is going to be more for like editorial look. But what could possibly save it is ABH also has something called a new brow pen. It's a brow pencil, has a felt tip end on it, and it allows you to go in and draw in individual hair-like strokes. And I'm like, you know what? This over-the-top brow wax plus this might turn out to be something cute. The thing is, I generally like to use the shade Chocolate whenever I'm using ABH brow products, but Chocolate was completely sold out, so I did not want to wait. I wanted to test this out. So I figured I'll get dark brown, which I believe is the actual color of my hairs. So because that's what we're drawing in, we'll try it with this. If we like the product, but think we need something lighter, we can always go back and get Chocolate. If we don't like it, then there's no need to go back and exchange. But I think this done had enough time to dry. Don't appear to be sticky. Like I can tell there's something there. It's tacky like right here near the skin, but on the hair itself, it appears to be good. So I want to go in and I want to start like back here first just to see. Exactly what kind of hair-like strokes can I get from this thing. And hairs that I am drawing don't seem to be anything spectacular. I'm trying to make sure I got my brush thoroughly saturated. I'm going to run it across my hand a few times. Make sure I get a couple really thick lines to make sure the brush tip, alright, you see, we done drew a couple lines now, so there's no reason why we shouldn't have product on this brush. I'm going to go back in. Okay, yeah, see that? Make it look a lot better now. But to me, it's not giving me hair strokes that are thin enough. Yeah, I don't see this being nothing I couldn't do with my brow powder and a very thin brush. I'm not getting no micro pencil thin like marks. I want to see if I could just try right here on the back of my hand, like what is the thinnest razor sharp marks? See right here on the back of my hand, I appear to be getting a few where I can get very thin, small hair-like strokes. But with this brow wax, it doesn't appear I can get those going in there. Let me see if it's because this brow has product on it. Let's see how it does. Okay, it appears to be working a little better without the brow wax. Yeah, I definitely messed up right here, but I seem to like it a little better without the brow wax. So, she alright, but she ain't nothing that I'm, you know, racing or crying home about. We ain't gonna worry about it from here. Alright, so just sitting here looking at things, I can already tell you, just using the brow pen on its own, she looks nice, but it's like, is there anything I couldn't do without a brow pencil or brow powder that I already own? No, it's not. And it feels like you're gonna really have to sit down and take time to learn how to use this. So yeah, she going back to the store today. By the time y'all see this video, she'll be gone. This ABH Brow Freeze, to me, this is still something I feel as if will be something much more for editorial looks, but I'm not gonna lie to you. The wax made it harder to put that product on top of it, but because it came in splotchy and it's like some here, a little bit there, some not there, honestly, that's what gives it a much more natural look to it, because you don't have these thick patches of ink in between hairs. It actually still looks like there's a shadow and there's actually roots to the hair. But for the amount of energy and effort that it takes to go into this, it's like, I guess if I had nothing like it, I would keep it. But considering the fact this is something that's brand new and I already had a product like it, this only has a 6-month shelf life, so more than likely this will be going back because I already have the Patrick Ta one here. This one does require you to add water to it and it has a much stiffer formula, but I barely use this one. I already have it, and this one has a 12-month shelf life, so it's like, why double up on products that I'm barely going to use? I really was hoping this would be something new, something different and innovative, but it's like, okay, the brows are up, they are stuck in place, they're cute, but I don't ever see a point in time where I'm just going to use this. And I got caught up in the hype of you bought everything else that's new, get this one too. But nah, sis, we don't need that. That can go back too. But because I still want to play with one of these Super Shock shadows, I'm about to go ahead, jump cut, and I'm going to prep my eyelid. You already know I like the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. So we're just going to find me a mirror. Here we go. And we're just going to slap that on. And just because I need a transition shade, I'm really not worried about doing a full eye look. It's just I'm not a big fan of putting that one shimmer on the lid. I want to see it fade out and do a little bit of something. So I'm going to grab my Novelist Secret Garden palette, and I'm just going to use this shade here, Ghibli. I'm going to use this as a transition and crease shade. Just one brush, one color, right in, and we'll be right back. And I'm just going to make sure I start this off deep into the crease, then buff it up and out. Once again, since we just playing, I'm not really worried about things being perfect. I'm just trying to get a little color going so I can tell the difference between where my natural eye shape starts and stops, where that shimmer color starts and stops. Just help give me a little bit more right here where that bone is. I always have a little bit of issues right there. Then you take that same color and just press it right here on the outer V, just to make sure we have depth all over the whole eye. Bam! One color all over the eye, good to go. Now we're going to take our shade Lightning Bug, is it? Yes it is. And I want to see which nail is the shortest, because that's going to be the one that'll be easiest to work with. It don't even seem like it's going to matter, so we're going to go in with the pinky today. And there are many ways to apply these. You can do it with a brush, with a silicone applicator. I find a finger is just the fastest way to get things going. And look, we're just going to take that and swipe that right across this. And because my pinky is rather on the small side, I'm going to have to dip again because I want full opacity. And I'm going to take it all the way up to the crease. All the way from the inner corner, all the way up to the crease. We want to go high. Bring it back, but not all the way back to the outer V. And just because I'm extra, I'm going to dip one more time and get right here at the highest point in the crease. Just because I have hooded eyes, I like to bring my colors really, really high up. So even if I open my eyes, I can see the color as well. Bam, look at how cute she is. Tell me she not soft and simple, honey. Okay, let me close that back up because we want to make sure we keep things good. What else do I want to do? Just to see what this eye look gonna look like if we were to finish her off, we're gonna add just a tiny bit of concealer. Do we have concealer over here near me? I need a concealer that's my skin tone shade. Oh, got one right here. Old NARS Caramel Concealer that I had. We just pop this right underneath the eye, and I know that's probably way too much, but you know what? We ain't even gonna worry about that right now. This is a foundation brush that I used the other day for that Fenty Beauty powder review, because later on today I gotta wash brushes. But we're just gonna take this, stamp that in place and get that cleaned up. Okay, look at that, look at that, look at that. It ain't a full face, but it's just enough to let us know that that will be cute. Okay, she's soft, she's subtle, she's cute. We might have a new quick 5-minute combo on those days we don't feel like doing much. How can we accentuate this, sis? Do we want to add a little bit of liner? Since we playing in ABH, I don't think I've ever used this liquid liner. This is their liquid eyeliner, that's what it's called. The ABH liquid eyeliner. Let's go ahead and see what she's talking about, because y'all know I ain't the biggest fan of eyeliners, honey. I feel as if they take over the look. Ooh, almost smashed my mirror. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start in the front, and we're going to try to get us a very small, tiny little line. One thing I could tell you is this thing is black, 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 like pigmented black. It personally feels like it has a little too much product on the line for me, because this feels really, really wet. But the one thing you ain't gonna say is you didn't get whatever you want covered. All this product on this wine, honey, your lash line is done. Look at that. But because I didn't get a perfectly even and symmetrical line, it's telling on me. You didn't have to put all my business out in the streets like that, man. And why not? Screw it. I normally don't go for a wing. But I guess it is a special occasion. Do we want to bring her up higher and bring her out further and make her a little sharper? Gotta bring her up higher in the front to match that arch. She can't come down that soon, honey. Okay. Boom. 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 What else can we do? And I'm liking the fact that instead of this being a pen, it has like this little well of ink here. You just drop that in there, twist her up and keep her moving. So, you know what? ABH, this one is a winner. If y'all want to pick this up, grab this. What's this? This brow freeze and this brow pen, they can keep those. No ma'am. And just because I personally feel as if an eye look is not complete without mascara, honey, even if I'm not wearing eyeshadow, I need a little something. So just to help this come together, we're going to put a little bit right here on these lower lashes. Even if I don't do the top lashes because we got that wing liner there, these bottom ones gotta help. And I completely forgot that I got concealer on my lower lashes. I ain't set nothing, sis. But I already know that's a real good concealer. I know this is an okay mascara. I like her, but I don't like her enough to repurchase her. And even though we don't need them on the top lash, we're gonna go ahead and do that as well. Okay, sis, look at her. Bam. But you see how just adding that wing liner just instantly made that a much more dramatic look than what it was before? It's the one reason why I don't like wing liners. They cute on everybody else, but to me, I'm like, honey, this is supposed to be the Supremes. Why you gonna come through and just be Diana Ross and just take over everything? But that's it for you, honey. What else did I want to do? Let me see, what else we could play with? And many people were online asking if this was the same formula as the Amaze highlighter. I personally was able to grab that one as well. I didn't get it on the first round because I felt as if it wasn't my complexion. But on the second one, when they brought it back, I wanted to have it for collector's purpose. So I have that one here, and it is absolutely beautiful. I'm telling you. Once again, instead of it shifting white to gold, this more to me comes off like a champagne to gold. And she's really beautiful. The formula is nice. And Anastasia herself came out and said that this is not the same formula. And even if she wouldn't have told us that, I think I would have been able to just look at the back of the packaging and tell you that they aren't the same formula. Because when you look on the back of the Amaze highlighter, this one says it has a 12-month shelf life. When you look on the back of the Iced Out highlighter, it says it has an 18-month shelf life. So that automatically lets you know that they have different things going on if they have different shelf lives. And although they both on the back say that they are cruelty-free, the Iced Out highlighter also has vegan on it. I don't see the words vegan on the Amaze highlighter. To me, I've never had a problem with the Amaze highlighter. It's just too light for me to use on the face, in my opinion. But I wanted to go ahead and try out this eye style highlighter because we already feeling pretty. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is just swipe right here on one side because I don't want to mess up that decal. And I'm gonna highlight my brow bone and my inner corner because we already feeling fabulous, so why not? Might as well see what she looks like. Okay, and she's coming off darker than what I thought she would. Let me highlight my brows. Make sure we get that going. Boom. Alright, I want to go ahead and make sure I give you all a swatch of this because we all see colors online and then many times it is hard to know exactly what you're going to get. So what I want to do is I'm going to swatch this one here. This first one is going to be the Iced Out highlighter. This second one is going to be the Amaze highlighter. And the third one is going to be the very first highlighter I purchased from ABH. This one is called So Hollywood. And as you can see, it has hit major pan, like major pan. And although I never technically hit pan using it on myself, I did take a spoolie one time and grind a bunch of it out so that way I can take it and press it into a small miniature pan and take that with me, because when this was discontinued, I was so afraid of losing my luggage out of town that I never wanted to take this one. And by carrying just a small portion of this highlighter in an individual pan, I felt a little more secure that if anything got lost, I still had this one at home. But when I first got it, I am telling you all, I had a very hard time going in with this highlighter because it went from 0 to blinding like that. And when my skill wasn't up there, it scared me. Nowadays, I use her in a heartbeat. But I wanted to make sure I give you all swatches of all three colors just to show you what things look like. Because I'm telling you, this new Iced Out highlighter has such a nice and soft, subtle look to it. And it's funny how I keep turning to this side and forget that I'm not playing in makeup on this side today. But I'm going to come forward and make sure I give you all a close-up view of these three colors. And here is a close-up view of all three colors. The first one is the Iced Out highlighter. As you can see, it has much more of a yellow gold shift to it. That middle shade is the Amaze one. And the third is my favorite and the one that fits my skin tone the most. It is the discontinued So Hollywood shade. Okay, and for this line, they also came out with a gloss called Honey Diamond. This is part of their Diamond Lip Gloss. They came out with this one here and a plain clear one. And I'm here to tell you, I'm willing to buy lip glosses all day. But the one thing I usually never buy from a brand is a clear lip gloss. I need some type of color or some type of sparkle to it. Just to shine is usually not enough for me. The only two clear lip glosses I think I have in my collection as of now is the matte clear lip gloss, simply because it comes in a tube and that was something I could put in my freelance kit. I knew I didn't have to worry about cross-contamination because I could squirt it on a palette, use that, and I knew that went with any and every single color of lipstick that I put underneath it. The only other one that I have is the Fenty Beauty one for their clear gloss bomb. I think it's called Glass Slipper. And that's because I have every single shade of the gloss bomb because I absolutely love that formula. But other than that, you have to give me something. And for their clear one, I skipped it. For this one, I grabbed it because I genuinely thought that it had some nice, I'm not sure if this is like silver or clear, but it is some reflective particles in that. So I wanted to go ahead and grab this one. But I wasn't sure what I was going to use it on. Did I want to go ahead, put it on top of the eye as an eye gloss, simply because we playing around, or use it on the lips? And then I reminded myself, Torrence, you've never used your Huda Beauty red stuff here. I have a lip kit from here. It contains a red lipstick called Heartbreaker, a red lip liner in the shade Heartbreaker, and a red lip strobe. No, this is a glittery lip strobe. It looks like it has like a berry base, but this one is called Shameless. So I'm like, you know what, Torrence? You never wear red out. You always complain about red. So you know what? It's time to go ahead and play around. So let's see what we got going on. I'm going to grab this simply because I know this is not my type of thing, honey. Red is not my color of choice. I fell off my bike as a child and busted my lip, and honey, it was nothing fun to me. And the idea of seeing red, especially if it starts to bleed around the lips, I just find it so, I wouldn't say ugly, but it brings back ugly memories for me. If your lip color is on point, the edges is sharp, everything is nice, it's a nice color for your complexion, I'm good. But the moment I see one thing wrong with a red lipstick, I am just completely I gotta go, I gotta stop looking at it, I gotta find something else to do. And I just smeared my lip liner a bit, but we're gonna keep it pushing for y'all. And it's crazy to think that I bought these when these kits were popular. And I literally have this one just because I wanted that red container up there. Where is that? Right here, that one in the middle. I wanted that container and you couldn't just buy it. So I bought the lip kit when it went on clearance. And normally I would buff out a lip color if I was putting a cream lipstick underneath this. But we're gonna say screw that and we're just gonna go straight in with it. As a red liquid lipstick, this should definitely have the opacity to cover any and everything underneath it. And I just need that liner there just to remind me how far to take things. And I remember the last time I tried these out, this thing starts off cute, but I think it dried down really dry. Like matte is an understatement, so putting that gloss on top actually brought it back and made it feel more like a cream lipstick. I know this lip color does not go with this eye, but you know what? We just having fun. And because I'm not sure exactly which way I want to take this, we're going to go ahead and let this dry a little bit. But when we come back, we're going to put Shameless on this side to see what it look like. And then we're going to go ahead and put Honey Diamond on this side to see what it look like. Just going to help speed up the drying process a little bit. Okay, honey. Now that this had a little more time to dry, I can truly see a little more of that red undertone coming through. And this color isn't quite as dark as I would have liked it to be, but it's not as intimidating that I thought it was going to be either. So, do I see me wearing it again? Probably not, but I wouldn't call this color ugly. And I was going to go in and put this Shameless color on first, but then I thought about it. This one is a lot lighter Torrence, so you want to go in with the clear gloss first just to make sure you're not transferring a darker pigment. The thing that scares me is the doe foot on this is white, and I don't want to put that directly on top of this, transfer that color and mess things up. So I'm going to try to find something different to apply this on. More than likely, I'm just going to put this gloss on the back of my hand simply because this doe foot is large enough to scoop product off both sides. And then we can just use this eyeliner brush I just picked up to apply it directly to the lips. Alright, now I'm just going to take this eyeliner brush just simply because it was the closest one I found and it was small enough to get the job done. And we're going to just paint it on this half of the lips. This looks like it has some slight silver reflex, but now that it's on the lips, you can see that those were gold. Yes. Oh yeah, I'm liking this. Head right down to the halfway point. Oh yeah, honey, she's beautiful. And I'm not even sure if you can see that on camera. I'm quite sure you can. It just looks very glossy. But in person, you see those micro gold particles, and they are beautiful. Oh, I would have to definitely try that alone. We about to hurry up and grab Shameless and put this on the other side. And because Shameless is such a dark color, we're going to go ahead and risk it today. Okay, looks like we are in the clear to get that going. And it's definitely much more opaque. Definitely much more opaque. Looks like it has a shift to it, sort of like a duochrome eyeshadow. Looks like it goes from like pink to green almost. And I know that doesn't sound cute, but it actually is. Oh yeah, the camera is definitely picking up the difference. You can see how strong that pink shift is on camera, but I don't think it's showing you the green that it gives off. With this one here with the pearl. Oh. Oh. I don't know which one I like more. I think on camera, this side looks better, but in person, this side gives you a little more personality. But most people probably wouldn't wear this on a normal basis. I think this color here will probably be much more interesting to a younger crowd. Something I would have never learned about neither one, but I guess we know today. And just because we've been talking about all this green and all this gold that we got going on, because we got gold in the lips, gold on the eyes going on, and I seen a little bit of pink and green come through this side. And because we've just spent so much time talking about golds, I decided I wanted to switch things up. Everything about this look has been so natural, so laid back. And because I saw a slight green shift come in on the lips right here, it reminded me of this particular palette here in the green shadow that I'm about to get rid of. I purchased this palette here, which is the Vivid Pigments palette. In a previous video, which I'll leave linked right here above, I talked about my 25 favorite palettes from 25 different brands, and this is my favorite one from Colored Rain. Unfortunately, I decided to depot it and dropped it a few weeks ago. It's been depotted for well over a year and everything was just fine, but once I broke it, this red shade here that was once up in the corner completely fell out, and no matter how many times I repressed it, it just either A, did not stay in the pan, or B, developed hard pan so I couldn't use it. So it's sitting right here now in crushed form because I refuse to get rid of it because it's still a good shadow. But I just visually did not like it and it drew me away from it. It also did the same thing with this green one here. Although the green one does not look pretty, it still was able to go back in. But after further investigation, I realized other shades are starting to fall out, such as like this purple one here I didn't see. And I really just did not feel like fighting with this one. So I waited, I just kept it on hold and kept it right here in front of me to make sure as soon as it went on sale, I purchased another one. And so that's what I have here. I have a brand new one in my collection. I don't have to worry about shades being broken, shattered, or anything like that. So I'm gonna keep this one in my personal collection because it's one of my absolute favorite palettes. And this one here that's broken, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw into my freelance kit because I don't want to just get rid of the shades because they are good, but I would not mind knowing if I travel with this one and anything happened to it, my personal one is still just fine. And the reason I decided to put the old one in my freelance kit is because the only other colorful palette that I have is this one here. I believe it's called She's a Rainbow from Colourpop, but for me, the colors in here were always just nice transition shades. They never went quite as deep and dark as I wanted them for the outer V and the crease, especially on women of color who have a much more deeper skin tone. And so she was nice, but she never was quite enough as far as the mattes went. So to be able to take this, start things off for the transition shades, and then be able to finish them off with this palette here for deeper crease shades, it's like a match made in heaven, honey. So I'm gonna be able to put both of these into my freelance kit. But for now, we want to go ahead and play with one of these greens for the last time before we put them in there, simply because I'm bored and I can. So what we're gonna do is take this lightest one of them all. I'm not sure what's the name of it, but for today we really don't need it. And just because I had to look it up, it's called Level Up. And we're just gonna take that on the lower lash line. I know this look was simple and neutral before that, but who cares? And we're just gonna smoke this out. And I never did set that concealer or anything. We just buffing right on top of it, huh? It's gonna give us a little pop of color. Okay. She certainly ain't neutral for the office no more, but I ain't mad at it. Then we're gonna deepen things up on our lower lash line with this shade here, Squad, and we're gonna use the push liner brush. Figure we already having fun, why not keep it going, honey? Just to give us a little more depth of color. Gonna smoke that right near the lashes, honey.
This is for any time you don't want to use that black eyeliner. Use your push liner brush and get really, really close.
Baby, and you see how much darker and smokier she just came out looking? Let's get it going. And you know what? Why not? Just because I'm bored, I normally would not do a glossy eye look, but I just been sitting back like, you know what, Torrence? This gold gloss was so pretty. You just got to try it. So you know what? Before we cut this camera off, we're going to go ahead and just say screw it and get it on there. So I'm going to take a little bit more of this gloss, and we just going to swipe it right underneath. I'm going to grab a big old fat drippy glob, and we're just going to go right in for the kill. And I'm telling you, a glossy eye is so pretty, but it is something you do for taking pictures, honey. You do not put a glossy lid on and think you about to head to work and have you a nice little good day. You're going to be good enough to take pictures and then keep it moving. And you know what? I'm trying to avoid getting it directly on the wing liner so it still looks matte and black, and then the gloss just looks shiny and dewy and wet. Look at that, sis. That gold touch that ABH put into the gloss just helped take it to the next level. Tell me that ain't shiny. Baby, one side, if you cover up the lips, we looking all basic and homeless. This side, baby, we looking like, who needs a home, honey? A man gonna take care of me. Look at that. Baby, this glossy eye is rather pretty. I ain't never had an eyeshadow that shine like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. And the thing is, I'm blinking my eye. It doesn't feel sticky right now. So this looks like it may even last a while before it starts to fade. Ooh, okay. And just so we can get a full indication of what this highlighter looks like, because we did get swatches and we did put it on the eye for our inner eye corner highlight and our brow bone. But I'm gonna take it, even though we ain't wearing product, and just see what would this look like on the skin. Put it in all the places we would normally place highlighter. Okay. It appears she fits my skin tone. She looked like she gonna be an icy white, but you can see that nice little bit of yellow coming through. It probably will look a little more subtle and a little more natural with the full face on. But I'm trying to see if I just build one good big stripe, how intense would that look? Just going straight in one area, no buffing. It's still cute. It's definitely not the high shine that the Amaze highlighter or the So Hollywood has, but I think because it has such a translucent base, that's what's going to make it more universally flattering. It may not fit every skin tone, but the more clear that base is appearing, the more people they'll be able to cover with it. So I'm liking her. This we gonna go ahead and keep. And just before we leave, just because I'm bored and I want to see, normally I would just be able to like, okay, Torrence, you done put stuff on. The only thing you got left to do is either put some foundation on and keep it moving or not. But because I'm bored, I'm about to take this brow pen and we're not going to keep it. I'm about to see if I can just draw some lower lashes with this bad boy. See if it's good for that. It don't even appear that you want to give me thin lines for that. Oh yeah, I don't like you, sis. We're going to be exaggerated with it, screw it. Since we're about to take this off, we can get it extra long. Oh yeah, sis, that look trash, that look terrible. Nope. Brow pen, I'm about to hurry up, wash my face, take this stuff back because this got to go. This got to go. I need my money back. This iced out highlighter, she bomb diggity. These new Super Shocks that I added to my collection, I already had 5, but was just giving 9 more, honey. Y'all can expect to see a tutorial on those because these are absolutely beautiful. Everything else, I think I tested out already. But I hope you all truly enjoyed today's video. I know I look a complete mess, but I'm here to tell you, many times it just feels like fun to just grab things, start playing, let my imagination take over. Because doing something like this today, where I just generally do not care, I just want to get the feel of things, would automatically let me know, let's say if I wanted to do a tutorial tomorrow, if I wanted to use this with an eye look and a brown smoky eye, I already know it looks beautiful. If I wanted to go in and use this liquid eyeliner, I have it, I know I can use it. It may not be the most easiest eyeliner to use simply because I believe the wand picks up a lot of product, but it's something that I feel as if wouldn't ruin my day. To go in and start my day off thinking I'm about to do something with this brow pen, I'm glad I'm not using this on my way to work because I would be heading out looking at my brows all day, every day, wondering what's going on. And she's just not worth the money. ABH has so many other brow products that they have. I would much rather use that one. This brow freeze, she a social media product, honey. I don't see who needs a product like this that doesn't already have one in their routine. It just seems like, although I know ABH is about getting things perfect, it seems like they waited a little too long to release this product, and most people who want something like this has something like this. This iced out highlighter, it's something I'm gonna keep and I think is beautiful simply because the packaging is nice and I'm a collector of ABH highlighters. But let's say if my friend were to contact me or my little sister and ask me, oh, I'm about to go pick that up, do you think I should get it? I would tell them probably not, because looking at the amount of shine that I'm getting, it's not building up and giving me a more and more intense shine than what I normally would get from any other highlighter. I would personally recommend the Amaze one over this one or one of their glow kits. Those glow kits are absolutely amazing. I still have I don't have the whole original kit. I took my one favorite shade out of it and gave away the rest. I didn't feel as if I needed them. I was only using one shade and skipped the rest. So that one shade was absolutely beautiful and perfect for me. And I even have it over there in its own custom miniature Z palette. So she's going nowhere. Next up is this Huda Beauty lip kit. And let me tell you, I'm shocked and disappointed at the same time. Shocked by how beautiful this Heartbreaker lip combo is, first off. It had a nice little pinky blue undertone to it. And it started off a little subtle. But to me, it truly has deepened up a little bit since I put it on, and I don't mind that because this color here is pretty. The thing is, it comes with this little lip topper called Shameless, and it looks like a pink to green flip to it. The problem is it has glitter in it and they are chunky. It doesn't hurt and it isn't painful by any means whatsoever, but if you rub your lips like this, you can feel how much drier it is compared to this side here with the honey diamond on it. If I wasn't wearing the honey diamond, it probably wouldn't bother me. But because I can feel what this one feels like and it looks so much more shinier, it feels so much more comfortable. My lips feel as if they glide across each other with the honey diamond. This Shameless one just feels dry and chunky in comparison. So if I were to ever wear this combo again, even though I didn't have plans on it, more than likely I will completely skip Shameless. I don't even see me ever wearing this one again. But this honey diamond, she's amazing. She smell good, she feel good, she look good. I'm glad I have her. Like I said, when I look at this side, she all right. When I look at this side, she's absolutely beautiful. So that one I got to have, and the fact that I was able to put that gloss on an eye combo, it's like come through. And the thing is, it still hasn't broken through yet. That makeup is not messed up. So if I were someone who wanted to wear this for editorial reasons and take pictures, I would have plenty of time to take my pictures. Like, look at that. I cannot wait to do this again. I'll never be able to do it on my way to work, but I will be able to do it for editorial reasons or for a tutorial for you all because she's pretty. And I know I need to go back and disinfect everything because any and all shadows that I've swatched, I don't want to just put back on the shelf. Everything has been disinfected instead of this shade here, Lightning Bug. The other 13 are A-OK. I made sure I disinfected them before I showed the swatches because I didn't want to risk transferring bacteria. But I am telling you, you all can truly expect to see a tutorial not only using the Vivid Pigments palette because I showed that. What else have I showed? My Super Shock shadows. If you all have a particular shadow that you want to see a full tutorial on, make sure you leave me a comment down below because I can make that happen for you all. I have them here. I think the formula is beautiful, but if you all prefer, say, one of the neutral shades, one of the pinky shades, just make sure you leave a comment down below because I can get a tutorial going on one of those. I don't necessarily think I need a tutorial on a lip gloss. I mean, glosses, either you like the formula and the color or you don't, but you all can expect to see me using this in the future because so far, I think if this isn't the only ABH gloss I have, it is the only one that I probably use. I know I have some miniature items from them, but I barely use miniature items simply because I have really full lips and I'm usually afraid of breaking them. So I'll usually test them out. If I like the color, I'll get a full size. But as of right now, this seems to be the only one I'm going to be putting over there on the shelf. So it's the only one I know that I have. And I am tired of looking like this right now. I've just decided, you know what, Torrence? You've been playing, you've been having fun, but we can't play forever. Today is my best friend's birthday, and even though I'm recording everything today, you all won't be able to see this video till tomorrow. So I need to go ahead and clean things up because I want to make sure that I surprise her for her birthday. And I just wanted to show you all some of the things that go on behind the scenes. I know 9 times out of 10, if you do not know me, you've probably never seen me like this, but it is nothing for, let's say, my brother or sister to just pop up because they want to see me and realize when they walk through the door, they be like, what is going on with your face and why do you look like that? And I just be like, honey, I was just playing. It ain't nothing besides I was playing. I was having fun and I don't know what to say or what to do, honey. But it's because of opportunities like this that I get to sit down, play around, going into what I call my little Sephora that has had me help fun and build my skills as an artist. It is not uncommon for me to go in with an eyeshadow palette, test one look out on this side, go in and do a completely different look on this side with that same palette, and that way I can test out twice as many shades in one day. But for tutorial purposes, I usually like to do one complete face to make sure I can take pictures and post that for the cover photo. But with today, I'm just giving y'all the real, honey. Behind the scenes, on a normal day, it is not uncommon for me to be without my hair done, but we about to get that done for the next video, as well as only wearing half a face of makeup because I only wanted to play around. But if you all like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you also leave me a comment down below if you're the type of person who just genuinely likes to play with certain pieces of makeup and not necessarily do a full face. Also, leave me a comment down below if you just think this is weird. We all aren't into the same things and we all might not have the same activities, but I'm someone who personally just doesn't mind sharing who I am with the world. It may make me a little weird to do things like this, but once again, it helps me build my skill and I will not stop doing so because I enjoy doing it. And I will not stop doing it until I stop finding pleasure in it. But with nothing else, I hope you all remember to practice like you see me doing. Continue to stay blessed, and with nothing else, goodbye, YouTube.